Hi darlings, and welcome back to Pass or Smash, new makeup edition. So here in Pass or Smash, we talk about new makeup releases, primarily indie brand launches, and we decide if we want to pass, as in me, I think no, or smash, add to cart. So let's talk about something, let's start off, I should say, with something that we mentioned at the end of last week's episode. So I talked about the Arttitude Pat Pat powder, but I didn't have any pricing available for you guys. Wow, my voice sounds very scratchy. I'm tired. I didn't have pricing available for you guys, but I do have the pricing available now. So here are the details, okay? So last week they had announced it and they had announced a launch date, but they hadn't given us pricing or the number of shades, all of that. So there are 10 different shades, including 2 different pink powders, like one cool toned, one more warm toned, like peachier pink. And they also have a purple powder. So basically this powder has like a little bit of color correcting in it, which is nice. Now, it is talc and fragrance free, blurring technology. So it's supposed to be blurring, ultra finely milled, kind of excited about that. Non-comedogenic, so it's not supposed to clog your pores. Long-lasting oil control, and it contains vitamin E. Now, the powder does retail for $18 each, but there is a bundle available, and in the bundle, you get their new diamond-shaped powder puff and the powder. Now, this powder is available now. You can use a code on it. And I wanted to mention it again because, like I said, I broached the topic at the end of last week's episode, but I didn't have the details, and I wanted to make sure that I shared those. So I'm gonna say smash. I did already buy this. It is will be on its way to me any day now. Smash. I bought I think it's called Lace. It's like the peachy pink shade. So I cannot wait to try it. I also got the powder puff. So yeah, and I got the old powder puff as well. I kind of want to compare the two. So I did get both. So smash. I will see it when it gets here. Like I said, I'm on a pink powder kick, okay? The color of the one that I picked out, I think it's called Lace, reminds me of the same color as the Lunar Beauty translucent pink. So I'm very curious how it's gonna look on the under eye. For 18 bucks minus a code, I'll try it, smash. Okay, so Jolie Beauty, which is a UK-based indie brand, they have a new collection. It's called the Til Death Palette collection. Now this collection, I feel like their collections are always really big, and this collection, it's no exception, right? So this includes a 28 pan, basically a neutral eyeshadow palette. These colors look like they'd be really good for bridal looks, and it fits with the theme of Til Death Do Us Part, right? So there are 28 pans. There is a mixture of different formulas, including satins, from what I can tell, and a confetti shade or two in there. So it is a huge palette. Now it's browns, dusty pinks. The slate blues I think are really pretty. Now this palette does retail for $53, which honestly, for the sheer number of shades, I don't think it's that bad, honestly. Honestly, we should just put like an honestly counter on the bottom there. It's gonna be that kind of a day, I think. Anyway, so this collection also includes 5 liquid lipsticks here. I think these colors are weird. I don't think these are pretty colors. I'm sure that someone is gonna look amazing in them, but it's not me. I'm not gonna put a milky slate blue lipstick. It's giving corpse. It's not for me. And then there's also like kind of a cool toned, like pink kind of color in there as well. These retail for $19 each. That will not be from my pocket. Here, let's see. There is also a hand mirror. So if you're a hand mirror person, maybe this is for you. It is heart shaped, and the artwork on the back is really cool. That mirror retails for $18. And then there are also their liquid metal liquid eyeshadows here. Those are $20 each. Bundle pricing is available for like most of the categories in this collection. So both liquid lip and for eyes. But yeah, those are like, the only one that's intriguing in there is kind of like that foresty green. I think that color is really pretty. The rest of them, nah. Now this collection, there is bundle pricing available. I think it said like $119 for the bundle as a whole. I'm gonna say pass. I don't need another neutral palette. And if I do, it doesn't need to be like a giant palette like this. Like if I was gonna succumb, I don't know if I would go for these colors. There is something really pretty about them, but I just don't think that this is the palette that's gonna make me pull the trigger and buy from Jolie Beauty. I have been tempted. I think some of their other palettes are colorful and bright and fun, and I think this is the most easily approachable of the palettes that I've seen from them so far. I think this appeals to a bigger like audience, but I'm not gonna purchase it at this time, so I'm gonna say pass. But I do think there is something really pretty about the colors that they chose, like the tones. And I wouldn't be opposed to trying it. I'm not gonna buy it, right? Just because we like something doesn't mean we have to buy it. And just because I say smash doesn't mean I will. And just because I say pass doesn't mean I'm gonna fully pass on it. Sometimes I change my mind. It happens, right? Drinking an Aldi special, cheers. It's called Aldino. I know. It's a cab from Portugal. Who knew? It's not bad. Okay, so that collection is available now, in case I forgot to say it, okay? All right, so last week, I don't know if we mentioned this or not, but Adept had sneak peeked last week that they were collabing with a new creator. Well, she's not new, or they. I don't know the pronouns. I'm sorry, I didn't look it up. So we're just going to say they out of respect. But Adept Cosmetics is collabing with Amy Loves Makeup. And they've collabed on 2 different items. So there is a 4-pan blush palette. There are 2 matte blushes. Let's see, I did write it down. Let's see, the shade Mishka is a bubblegum cool toned pink. And then Cupid is more of like a deeper warm tone pink that's there. And the swatches on this had me a little bit confused because it looks really, really different, especially the shade Cupid. Looks very different. It looks the same on medium and dark skin, but on light skinned, it looks really light, and I'm so confused by that because you would think it would be the opposite. Now, what it actually looks like on the cheek remains to be seen. And there are 2 pinkish highlighter tones there. There you can see the swatches, right? Okay. So that one's there. Now the face palette is going to retail for $34 on its own. And after a code, it equates to about $30, okay? Now with the collection as well, there is a 15-pan eyeshadow, which love that they're sticking with that format. Kind of wish there were some more mattes in it, but I understand why. It's kind of like their shtick right now. So this is like a really pretty cool toned palette. Now the mattes in here, I think it's an interesting choice to have 4 deeper matte shades and then have 1 mid-tone blue. I think it's a really interesting choice. Is it a choice that I would have made? Not necessarily, but I do think it's actually really pretty, and I think the tones will play really well with the shimmers that are there. Now there are 10 shimmers, and there is 1 multi-chrome, 1 holochrome, 2 duochromes, and 6 shimmers, like traditional. Nothing about Adept shimmers is traditional, but there are 6 like regular type shimmers, which means it's just 6 really ultra sparkly, pretty shades, okay? Now, there is a bundle available for $90. I did not see whether or not you could use a code on that. It does save you a little bit of coins because the palette is $69, and the blush palette is $34. It's not on her. Oh my God. My Florida is coming out right now. It's $103. So it is already a $13 savings. I doubt you can use a code on that. Maybe you can. If you do use code Amy Loves, that's the creator's code. And then that way they get the little kickback, you know? So congratulations to them both. I'm going to say smash. I do think it's really pretty. Just because you can buy something doesn't mean you necessarily should. I'm probably not going to buy this, at least not right away. There are just other things that I find more interesting right now. But I do think it's really pretty. And I think if you're new to Adept Shimmers, that you would probably really like this because it is very approachable. Sometimes the thought of multi-chromes or duochromes or holochromes, you just like, I don't know where to start. But I think this is very user-friendly. I'm not familiar with Amy Loves Makeup. I will be stalking her YouTube here like soon when I have time. But congrats to her and Adept, or to them and Adept. You know, it's cool. I love seeing creators get collabs. Like, it's cool. And they created a beautiful product. So I'm going to say smash. Okay. Nomad Cosmetics has put out the first clue. So the guessing is already closed for this first clue. And if you guessed, like, I did write it down and I forgot to put it on the paper. Anyway, it's a glacier in Argentina. From the picture, at least that's my guess. They're going to release the answer the day this goes live, so on Sunday. So that the voting for that one is closed, but I'm sure they're going to have more codes. They normally have about 4 codes, or clues, excuse me, not codes, 4 clues, and they give away a palette for each clue. So, pretty cool. More information will be coming soon. I can't wait to see what they came up with. So, we'll see more soon. All right, NYX Cosmetics. If you remember a few weeks ago, they released their like buttermelt bronzers, and they were like these little rectangular compacts. They actually look great. I don't like the color choices, so I chose not to purchase them. They do look very red leaning and very cool tone leaning, so I didn't purchase any, but they have now released a blush to go with it, and as part of like the same collection. So there are 12 of the NYX Buttermelt blushes. These are available now, but if you think you're going to get your hands on them, you are incorrect. If you did not already buy these, I am sad to report that these have actually sold out. So I missed out on buying them. I am sure that they will restock. They are only $10 a piece, and there are 12 different shades. So whenever they come back in stock, I will probably end up trying them. But I'm going to say smash because they look really nice. And there are 2 different finishes. Apparently there's a soft matte finish and a dewy finish. Do I need all 12 shades? Absolutely not. And I'm sure there are people who bought all 12 shades even though they don't need them either. And, you know, creators, all of that. But this did release on nyxcosmetics.com. And I'm sure it'll go to Ulta. I think the bronzers are at Ulta now. And, you know, we're going to say smash, but whenever it's available, you know? Okay, last but not least, DD Signature. We shared last week that they had sneak peeked the packaging for it. So they've now released the color story and information for their, the Ultimate Cappuccino palette here. So it is a 12-pan palette, and there are 8 matte shades. And I was really intrigued by the colors that they chose. So there are only 2 browns in the palette. There are 8 mattes in their new formula of matte, which is very good. Very good. Now, Blooming Basket, which has that updated matte formula, those are some of my favorite mattes in my collection. And that is saying something because I have a big-ass collection, and they are beautiful. So there are 8 mattes, and there are 4 shimmers. And the shimmers are like duochromes / regular shimmers. I didn't see a breakdown of the shades because this has not launched yet. So it's going to be $34. You can use a code. And yeah, I thought the color story was interesting because it's like a pop of yellow and a pop of orange. And then you have that pop of green and a couple of browns. I'm like, I love this. And with that teal shade in the shimmers, I can't wait to play with this. I'm going to say smash, and I am biased when it comes to this palette because I actually won this palette. So they did a contest on their Instagram to guess the number of true brown shades in the palette, and I did guess correctly, and I won the palette, and I'm very excited. So when it launches on May 1st at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be sent this palette, and I'm so excited to try it. So smash. But again, I'm biased because I did win it and I would have bought it anyway. Like, let's not pretend. But it's cool. I like it. So smash. And darlings, that is it for Pass or Smash today. If you made it this far, please leave me a wine emoji because salut. And I know it's in a pint glass because we're keeping it classy. All my wine glasses are broken. I have 2 that are not clean from like a week ago. Let's not pretend. I have to hand wash them. They're off to the side. I'm sorry. They've been rinsed. They just haven't been scrubbed. Anyway, leave me a wine glass emoji. And tell me, are you getting anything in this pass or smash? It's kind of a slow week for it, but I'm kind of glad for that because, I feel like I'm always scrambling these days. But thank you for watching. I love your faces. If you're new here, hi. I'm Liz. I'm a makeup enthusiast. And we just talk about new makeup releases so that I can talk myself out of or sometimes into new launches. And if you've been here before, hi. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for spending your time here. I appreciate it. I love your faces, and I will catch them on the next one. Bye.